Are you an Amazon seller that's looking to optimize your campaigns, but you feel like you've already taken care of the basics and are not sure what to do next? Well, today I'm going to show you some really cool things to do when you feel like you've optimized your campaigns already and you're struggling to think of new things to do to get more sales, better ACOS, less spend relative to sales, whatever kind of objectives you want to achieve. I'm going to show you how to do that today. Welcome back to the Sunken Stone channel, where brands, agencies, and DIYers exchange tips, tricks, and tutorials on how to sell better on Amazon. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like. We really appreciate those, and you're going to get a lot of value out of it too. We're always posting new content on how to sell better on Amazon, and with that, let's get to it. So here we are looking at just our ad screen. So these are all of our different ad campaigns. Oftentimes when you're a seller, you get to this point, you're looking at all these metrics and you're really just not sure where to click, where to go. And while you're trying to figure those things out, of course, you're wasting time and you could be spending that time on more valuable things instead of just staring at this ad screen. So it does get complex, I do understand. So first rule of thumb, if you're looking for things to do on your ad campaigns and you're just not sure what to do next, the keyword targeted sponsored product ads are going to be your best bet for increasing sales quickly or decreasing spend quickly relative to sales. Whatever sort of objectives you want to achieve, keyword targeted sponsored product ads are going to be your best bet. So I'm going to show you 3 different things you can do to those types of campaigns that's really going to help set yourself apart from your competitors, do some of that like late stage optimization stuff that's really going to take you to the next level. So here we're looking at a campaign, 2 different ad groups. So normally we look at a parent and I say, just combine, if the children are similar enough, just combine them in a campaign. Fewer campaigns, easier to optimize. But in this case, I split them because there's a 10 by 13 and there's a 14.5 by 19. So when we look at the campaigns that are split, so you could just include 10 by 13 keywords in those separate ad groups. That's probably the best way to do it. This is kind of an old campaign, but to illustrate what I'm talking about, here I have 14.5 on the 10 by 13, not really doing very well. If I remove that, let's look at a lifetime date range. If I remove that, we're at an ACOS of 50, but when I add in that 10, ACOS of 30. So 20% point reduction just for the keywords that include that specific factor. So like if you're selling socks, you might want to introduce a blue sock ad group targeting only the blue sock ads. You can start bids really high there just because it's really relevant. You know that. Same thing goes with this 14.5 by 19. Here we're at a 7% ACOS. When we remove that, 27% ACOS. So dramatic ACOS reduction when you use the strategy, target the specific, sub attributes of the children item that you have grouped together. That strategy has been really effective for us. So definitely something you should try if it is applicable to you. Another thing to look at is using different sort of optimization signals when you're optimizing ads. So normally what do you look at? Spend descending, sales descending, ACOS, like those things alone, those are all really effective things, but you can optimize along different criteria and it can actually drive to some success that you would have had otherwise if you weren't like looking at these things. So when you just look at your top spend, your top sales, normally you just end up optimizing a lot of like the same 100 to 200 keywords. But when you do something like this, like here we're looking at CPC ascending, so you can find a lot of different opportunities where, so like this brand EcoSwift, not going to go into it right now, want to be mindful of time, but like if that was a competitor brand and they weren't bidding on their own terms, really good click-through rate, super cheap clicks. So we're way ahead, but if this was like 0.4, we could probably bump this bid up just knowing that it is something relevant and we have a good click-through rate for it. Likewise here, where did you go? Yeah, so this 114, we're looking at 10 by 13 polymailers, which once again, good keyword for us, really good click-through rate. Definitely can do more when we're looking at what we're paying for CPC, what our bid amount is, and our ACOS is super low. So if you would have just done low ACOS, you would have found this out probably at some point, but just using this low CPC is a good way to find keywords that are cheap that you can continue to bid on. Likewise with the CTR, so you can do this both ways as well. So looking at your lowest CTR items, so here we're looking for the polymailer. Somehow in our keyword research, tape dispenser got in there and the click-through rate for that was just atrocious. Now, Granted, we didn't spend that much money, but if we would have added another tape dispenser type keyword, or just lifted up all your bids because you're trying to increase revenue there just for the entire campaign, you just did a flat bid raise, this could get to the point where you're actually starting to generate a lot of clicks. So if you took the time to eliminate that, you reduce your potential for waste, which is really, really useful when you're dealing with a lot of keywords. So same thing with the opposite. Like normally you would think to search by click-through rate descending, and you certainly should do that. Same thing goes for CPC. So you can go CPC descending and see what you're currently overspending on. So sometimes you'll get into situations where like manila envelope. So this is not necessarily the size. We're not really a manila envelope, and we're willing to pay $5 a click. Our CPC fortunately isn't that high, but our click-through rate is pretty poor. You can just go ahead and pause that. And that was just based off you looking at like, what are we paying the most for? Should we even be paying that much? Like if your CPCs are, your lowest is a factor of 10 lower than your highest, sometimes you just need to do a little bit of rebalancing as far as what you're willing to pay on a CPC standpoint. Lastly, I would just look through your campaigns and your keywords to see if you can't find any individual word within a keyword that you can explore through something like helium-10 magnet. So here I'm looking at our best click-through rate keywords for this campaign, and I see t-shirt bags, t-shirt mailer, garment mailing bags, all with really, really good click-through rates. So that indicates to me that it's possible that in our main keyword document, maybe we should just search poly mailer in helium-10 magnet and then just filter by things containing t-shirt. Just doing that is going to get you a list of things that people are searching as far as like t-shirt mailer. And then you could even, bonus pro tip, you could even go to your detail page and make sure like perfect for t-shirts is somewhere either in the first bullet point or even the title if you're in a really, really competitive niche. If you can set yourself apart that way using this click-through rate data to determine your like organic SEO strategy, that's when you really start to get good data and you really start to break away from your competitors within your niche. So there you have it. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. Once again, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want just a basic 101 on how to set up your ads, if this maybe went a little over your head, check out this video. It's our just quick 5-minute intro explainer on how to set up Amazon PPC campaigns really fast and effectively. That's gonna be awesome if you just don't know what you're doing, your account's a mess and you want to start fresh, or if you just haven't set up PPC ads before, that's gonna be perfect. If you want an absolute reference guide of how we set up campaigns, go ahead and download the Amazon advertising hierarchy in the description. That's going to be a really awesome guide for you to know all about different campaign types, when to set them out, and how we go about naming them in order to keep everything optimized, keep everything organized so that you don't have to spend all this time sifting through campaign names that don't necessarily make sense. If you want more tips on how to reduce your ACOS, check out this video. It's our 7 tips to reduce campaign-wide ACOS. Really helpful stuff. You could be saving thousands of dollars just from that video view alone. And with that, happy optimizing, everyone.